So Crackdown 2 is a kind of over-the-top action game. It's a free-form open-world game, and really Crackdown 2 is an extension of what everyone loved from Crackdown. It's that Crackdown feel, but kind of more of it, you know, sort of more refined, and you know, sort of a kind of intense action experience where, you know, we don't channel people down gameplay. We want to have an open-world sandbox. It's a playground, and the best thing about Crackdown 2 is that, you know, it's a playground that you can have fun with 3 of your friends. You know, it's 4-player co-op, and then, you know, an online experience as well with 16-player multiplayer, which is much more of a sort of competitive game. So, you know, really Crackdown 2 is kind of a refinement of what we all felt was great about the first game, but, you know, sort of bringing that to a more social experience with online. We pack the world with lots of gameplay. We keep the entire world dense, so it doesn't matter where you are. You can either climb up a building and find something to do, or go behind a building and find something to do. So that kind of rich variety is something that we keep very close in mind, where whenever we're thinking about whether it's the way the game looks or it feels or plays. You know, one of the aspects from Crackdown that we felt didn't really work very well was that you're always able to see like hundreds of civilians on the street, but you couldn't interact with them because every time you tried to, you were punished as a player. So we wanted to switch that around and say there's a real gameplay reason for thousands of people or thousands of enemies being on screen, so that you've got this sense of looking down a street and just seeing literally thousands and thousands of enemies that you can just go mowing through in vehicles, or throwing cars, or shooting weapons, or throwing grenades and creating explosions. You know, that was the game experience we wanted to go for. It was just always have a busy screen. It's been very hard work, and the team's done fantastic. They've worked harder than I've seen anyone else work ever before. To their credit, you know, they've done really, really well. And I don't want to sort of blow our own trumpet, you know, ahead of launch. I think we've made a great game, and I think we've made a game that deserves the Crackdown moniker. But yeah, I'm also conscious of the fact that we set ourselves a very high target. Crackdown was well loved, and I hope that, you know, people love Crackdown 2 as much as they love Crackdown. You know, whether or not it exceeds or surpasses or anything like that, I don't really care. It's a continuation of the franchise that the fans wanted, and that's really what mattered to us as well. I'm James Cope, producer for Ruffian Games. We're making Crackdown 2, and it's out on July the 9th.